have to learn how to say no to things getting in the way of pushing past the barriers to entry for potential. You know, priority is supposed to be singular. You're supposed to have one priority at a time, because you can only really focus on one thing at a time. And that's why people who are like, oh, I can multitask really well, get two things done very mediocre. They don't do either very well, and they just kind of do like a 50% job on both things. If you want 100%, you have to be 100% focused on it. Has to be your sole mission, is that task, whatever it may be. Even as far as if you're doing, you know, some kind of administrative task, or, you know, if you're doing work on your computer, your laptop, whatever, if you need to, if it's a critical task, and it's especially a creative type of task, you need to not have any outside distractions. Music, podcasts, audiobooks, whatever. You need to work in silence, concentrate, and have that take up your entire mind space. You need to say no to all those things that are getting in the way of you doing the task at hand, as well as, you know, other things in your life in general. You have to say no to things that take time away from pursuing your goal and your mission. If you're constantly saying yes to things you don't want to do, and those things are taking you away from what you do actually want to do, you need to build the courage and the confidence to just say no. You don't want to do it. There's a client that's below your pay grade, you need to just be able to tell them, no, I won't do it for that price, or my minimum order is this, and if you can't meet that, I'm not doing it. You need to take, you know, and this is also like, this is just me also telling myself these things. All these videos are also me talking to myself to remind myself to stay on track with these things that have worked and helped me before. You know, sometimes you forget and you get lost, you know, you get distracted along the way. And these videos are partially for me as well, to say it back to myself, to get me back on track. So, and I hope it helps you get yourself or put yourself back on track. You know, we are very prone to being distracted and saying yes, especially when you are starting a small business. Any customer comes your way, you're probably saying yes to them, because you'll take any job, any, you know, amount of money, because your current revenue is pretty close to, if not zero, when first starting out. So, you know, if someone goes a little below your asking, you'll probably say yes because you just want to get something. But eventually, you will grow past that to where you're too busy for those smaller jobs, and you need to be able to tell those smaller jobs that you can't do that. You need that minimum order value service package. You're not doing a la carte because you're already too busy with your full packages that are 2-3 times as much, you know, price, you can't be sitting there doing something for a fraction of it because it's taking the time away from your priority, which is the larger packages, you know, the larger orders, the bigger customers. Or even if you're doing a lot of little things at scale, you can't focus on the ones that want 5 items when your orders are 10, 20, 50. You know, when you have these larger orders, even if it's a lot of little things, for someone who wants 1 item, I mean, it's like if you get anything custom made, the more you get, the better your price. And right, I can see. So if you want a one-off custom part, that's going to be a lot more expensive than if you basically place a wholesale order. Because their priorities are on making the business money. That's their priority. That is their sole goal, and they don't really make money if they sell you one-off. You won't really make money if you are taking time away from your big clients to deal with the little people. It's the 80-20 rule. You know, a lot of business people talk about it, and I still believe that holds true. I mean, 80% of your profits and revenue will come from 20% of your customers. I mean, that just holds true across the board. There will always be the few who are the substantial sum of your business, and that needs to be your priority. If it pisses off one of those people in the 80% because you tell them no, be comfortable with that, because you're gonna have to do that a lot if you want to actually have your business succeed. Because you can't say yes to everybody. Say yes to the 20% that matter. The priority. The single priority is those 20%. Because they're going to be the ones putting the food on your table, paying employees in the, you know, in the future or right now, depending on where you're at. You know, they're the ones who will actually move the business forward. The people that want the cheapest deal, every dollar off, you know, every extra thing they can add on for free, they're not gonna take you anywhere, and they're actually only gonna hold you back. So you just need to say no to the things keeping you from moving your business forward. And cheap people, people that don't appreciate your work, and even outside of that, just even socially, people that take your time away and that don't bring value to you, you need to say no to those as well. Because your priority needs to be yourself, and then everyone else can come after. Because at the end of the day, you need to take care of yourself, you need to save yourself, you need to fix your own life. No one's gonna do it for you. So if someone's distracting you from you fixing your life, just say no, cut it out. I hope this helps someone. If you have any, you know, any stories about something that helped you because you said no, and it helped you realize how powerful saying no is, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Upload every Tuesday and Thursday. See you guys in the next one. Peace.